Welcome, 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 everyone, to our new secret rebel headquarters here on Twitch. I'm excited that you join me. I am incognito because, I want to make sure that it's safe here. Kind of keep a low profile for now while we talk a little bit about Moonbeam on Twitch. Heck yeah. And, we thought what better way to kind of show what Moonbeam's about than being here on Twitch ourselves, because we are a non-exclusive streaming platform. And we really want creators to stream anywhere they want. If it's YouTube, if it's TikTok, if it's Twitch. Because at the end of the day, we believe your community and your safety hub will live on Moonbeam. So, again, stream everywhere all at once. We're all about it. We love it. We think creators should get as many viewers as they can. And then again, Moonbeam, they'll love it. And that's where the communities will live. In your realms, 24/7. So when you're offline, you could chat with them and hang out. So again, I'm just chilling here tonight on Friday. It's been a long week. I'm sure it's been a long week for all of you. So thanks for taking some time to just hang out. I got the chat stuff open. Let's see here. Welcome everybody. Let's see here. We have, so for those who are watching us, I'm going to go over a little bit of what Moonbeam is. I'm going to show kind of what's been happening on BackerKit. I'm going to give a little bit of a demo on the platform, take questions, ask, and then we could just chill and talk. So let me make sure we are live also on BackerKit. We got the stream there. So if you're watching from BackerKit, you could join the party. You could chat with us through Twitter, come through the community side there as well on the community page, and I'll be able to watch the chat that way. So let me just pop in there, make sure that I see. Yep, we got some folks there. Okay, so all right, well, let's see where we're at. So we are at $92,000 raised for the entire Moonbeam collection. Amazing to see. I want to talk about the importance of this, okay? It's not really known, but tech platforms, first of all, live streaming platforms have never crowdfunded before. We're the first ones doing that. And as far as it goes for like tech-based web platforms, the record holder is 120K, all right? And that was a wine platform. They sell wine. You can buy it on the internet through them. So if we get the Moonbeam collection to 120K, which we are, that means Moonbeam will be the most crowdfunded site ever in history. La-di-da-di all around. So I'm super excited about that. Let's check out some of the action for our projects. Okay, for those who don't really know too much about Moonbeam, on Moonbeam we have realms. We don't have channels. These are like community hubs, kind of like a Discord meets Twitch kind of vibe. And we are crowdfunding alongside 5 of our first realms. And you can see how we are looking to support people on our platform. Here, these realms, again, we have 4 are already funded. 3 of the 5 are funded. And the other ones are very close to it as well, like Evil Hat here. Realms are going to be able to make any type of content they want and collaborate and operate in their own way, almost like a mini studio. So it's really neat to kind of go through here and see how like Monty Cook is making their gaming content related to their game systems. Evil Hat is going to run GM kind of workshops and studios and teach people how to play their indie games systems. Project Dastan, run by KP. They just released an adventure today for free on DriveThruRPG. So make sure you go to DriveThruRPG and you get KP and Project Dastan's free adventure promoting their realm. And they are trying to fund to give all types of creators a voice and then also ultimately fund like an actual play filmed in India. It's going to be really cool. We got the Void Stream. Yo, they're giving out like one of their reward tiers is literally cassettes, like that are VHS tapes that you can get. They have a lot of audio and video kind of footage you could use in your own streams that are very high quality production. If you go to Moonbeam and you go to our project and you see the video that was made for us, I'm gonna throw it here in chat. 1 second. Let's see here. I'm gonna put it here in chat. Bam. All right, yeah, let's see here. Oh, again, all these, thank you for the, thank you, Alan, for the congratulations. Cloud Surfer, welcome. Again, thanks everybody for joining here tonight. This is like actually one of my first times being on this end of Twitch, like on the back end. I normally guest stream and do that stuff. So it's interesting for me to, as the COO of Moonbeam, kind of see like, hey, this is a cool thing, or hey, this is working out too much for me. Maybe we can make it this way to make it easier for people to use on our platform. So again, really cool. Again, thanks everybody for coming. And we're going to be going into the Moonbeam platform here in a second. And I wanted to kind of put our money where our mouth was when we say we're not exclusive. We truly want everyone who uses Moonbeam to succeed, not only on Moonbeam, but wherever else they want to stream. And we think that's your right. So we're living up to that. So again, let's go here. Moonbeam, we are now almost close to our first stretch goal. 50,000 is the first stretch goal. And when we get there, we're going to be putting up really cool features that will kind of lay out the roadmap of the future of Moonbeam that you as a backer get to kind of vote and determine what the future looks like. So that's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see what direction you all take Moonbeam in, because we're looking at things like potentially short form content, kind of like TikTok, Reels, stuff like that, that'll live in a realm, but also outside of a realm. So if you're a content creator, you can just kind of do that outside of a realm and do it on your own. We're also looking at posting features, more direct messaging or chat functionality, so that we can go really that way, like chat-based heavy, DMs, posts, kind of ability to communicate in all different types of ways that are neat. And we have a lot of other collaborative tools that we're going to kind of showcase when we do hit that first stretch goal. And that'll be in your hands to decide. So, let's jump into it. For those in chat, who here has seen Moonbeam or who has not? Let me say, who here has not seen Moonbeam? I'm curious if anyone here has not seen it. I'll give a moment. We might have a lot of Moonbeam folks already. Team Moonbeam. Let's see here. Yeah, let me bring that down. Let me bring down the alerts. Let me do this. I'm going to toggle that off just for right now. Boop. There we go. And then I'm going to make sure. All right, we got some that have not seen Moonbeam. All right, let me put down the little Bobby. I got like a synthwave going. Let's see here. I like retro, like 80s stuff. Synthwave. I'm from Miami, so it's like the vibe, right? Kind of wish, like GTA Vice City and stuff like that. I love it. I've seen the moon. All right, there we go. Yeah, awesome. Okay, here we go. I'm going to jump right into what we call a realm. All right, so here we go. Bam. This is just the full-blown effect of what Moonbeam is right to your face, okay? I hope it's not overwhelming. But what I want to talk about is why Moonbeam as a live streaming platform is fundamentally different than any other live streaming platform that exists. And it's for one simple reason. On a live streaming platform, your discoverability and your community are only temporary. They're only ever there when you're live. When you're not live, you're gone. You're not discoverable. Your community lives somewhere else, usually like on a Discord server, and you're not able to kind of grow your audience unless you're constantly streaming all the time. And that's why we see people get like burnout and just kind of get fatigue, creator fatigue, right? So what we did was we divorced creators from the concept of a channel. So in Moonbeam, an individual will create a realm, like a Discord server. So you can invite a lot of different people into it. You can invite your community, and you can invite different creators into it. And the beauty is, someone who's running a realm doesn't necessarily even have to live stream ever. It might just be like a community hub. And then creators are these folks over here who are given access and through a role to live stream into this realm before this audience that's already here, persistent. So you have this big, right here we have like a cooking realm. So this would be like people who like to cook or recipes and talk about cooking, any topic. And then the creators that kind of align with that kind of stuff can stream into this realm. They could also simul stream into many different realms. So they're not locked into one realm. Again, they're not even locked on the platform of Moonbeam because they'll be live streaming anywhere they want. They'll be live streaming on Moonbeam. They'll be simulcasting within Moonbeam to different realms and getting just a huge audience. And so what this really allows is for folks who just cannot do the grind 24/7, who don't have the time to grow an audience or a community themselves. This is like where collaboration and teamwork comes into place. It's almost like a TV network or a TV studio back in the day where if you are the actor, you're the talent, you're not showing up to be on TV 24/7, right? They're not doing 20 to 40 hours of on-camera stuff every week. They would come and do a show, and that show would be very popular, and this community of people who enjoy that kind of network would watch it. And that's how we are approaching with Moonbeam is we expect people to be able to stream less and make a lot more money that way because they're streaming to an awesome audience, and the audience is able to enjoy a lot of different content, and it goes a lot further. So I want to show also here what you see in the chat when I type stuff. It's like, yo, it's me. It's going to be able to have Pixis, our proprietary moderation technology, identify the sentiment of whatever's sent here. And so the realm owners, what they do is they have a very robust and easy to use moderation capability through Pixis to set up kind of the different categories that they want to moderate heavily, lightly, so on and so forth, or add kind of static keywords if they really want to. But Pixis is unlike any other auto mod you've ever seen. This is made by Pat Connery, my co-founder. He was getting his PhD in AI, machine learning, but specialized in speech. And so we've used that new technology to create Pixis. And what it does is it understands like the nuance of human language. It gets around keywords and like a bad word, and it understands the entirety of a sentence to determine if something is bad or not. I'll kind of go here and show you what I mean. This is a good example that I use all the time because I found this example early on, and it really showcases the difference between static keyword identification and what Pixis does, which is nuance. So if I say like, hey, Anthony, you are the... If I put like a curse word or something like that, it's going to be able to identify this as complimentary, which is cool because like that's something we talk like this is how humans talk. And it's like, that is a compliment. Like, yo, what's up? You're the shit. Cool, you know? Like, that's how it should be. Old technology would identify that as, you know, the curse word and say, nope, that's bad, it's banned, and it would, you know, prevent it. But if I change it up and say, hey, Anthony, you are shit, I'm doing an insult, it is going to catch it here, and you'll see in the moderation queue. So one thing here, as it says sending, this means no one has seen it yet. So no other human besides a human moderator will ever see this message until it's actioned by Pixis. And so what we do is we go here, go to the moderation queue. You're going to see Pixis flag this as an insult. When we hover over, we can see what we said. That way moderators are not kind of seeing a bunch of vitriolic stuff all the time, and they can see, okay, this is what was said. They could allow it, they could dismiss it, they could time out the user, they could ban the user. And ultimately, Pixis will learn what your channel or what your realm, the vibe is based on how you moderate things. So Pixis has like an overarching moderation capability, but then as you use it in your realm, it will become refined. So for example, here, if this phrase was like a catchphrase or, you know, something that we say in our realm, and I allow it, Pixis will learn for this realm that is okay. And then it will kind of work that way. So it's really neat to see how we're using this new technology in conjunction as a tool to help human moderators like really reshape how they communicate online. So if we dismiss it, we can kind of just click there and it'll get rid of the flag. And then that goes back to like when we go here, this is where if this was a stream, each streamer will also have their own moderation capabilities right here built in. The same thing if I chat here, like this cooking is the best. Pixis will work in their own chat channels as well. So that's really neat, and I like that because it gives like it gives everybody the protection they need to stream online without feeling the burden of when I go live, am I going to be berated by trolls? So I see some questions coming in here. Let's see here. Pixis, yeah, Pixis, context and idiom. Yep. There is, yes, talking about licensing here, Bob. Pixis is something that we've developed, which will actually be part of our business model. So all live streaming platforms right now are not profitable. Even the best ones, even the one we're on right now, it is not profitable. And that's a question we get a lot of. How are we approaching live streaming differently when not even the biggest, you know, streaming platforms in the world are profitable? Well, a few things. One, we are fundamentally structured differently with how we're not incurring a ton of bandwidth costs, because the way we're set up, Moonbeam offers a lot more than just like the live streaming content itself, right? The persistent community is something that is always here. It's very valuable in and of itself, where people will enjoy being here, not necessarily just to stream. So on live streaming platforms, what we see is like this huge cost for bandwidth, because literally everyone has to stream to like for the platform to run and have content worth engaging with. So they incur all this bandwidth costs. It's a lot. They dilute the viewership because, again, imagine if, like, on live streaming platforms, they had this functionality like a Realm where a bunch of different live streamers could be here to a big audience and you could kind of jump around and see different stuff. Right now, people are kind of just streaming to themselves sometimes, most of the time, or one or two people. So bandwidth costs really high. Here, we're consolidating that. We're bringing viewers with the content, with the creators. We are making it more than just a live streaming platform in the sense of it's a community platform. We have a lot of stuff like here's posts. These are kind of like a Reddit thread or subreddit vibe. You could kind of put different type of topics here that you could discuss in your realm. These could be shared inter-realm. They could be searchable on Google, a whole different kind of way. And then at the end of the day, we have this awesome technology we can license out. And that is a revenue stream for us as well. So we've really thought about the sustainability of a platform where the platforms that came about within the last decade, they're either all clones of a singular business model that doesn't work. So Moonbeam is fundamentally much different than that. I'm going to show like monetization stuff here for creators because that's one thing I'm very proud of, where we do think about sustainability a lot. And if anybody has any more questions, I'm going to check BackerKit chat real quick. Please ask him in chat. Let me go here to BackerKit's chat. I'm going to check here. See, we got some folks there. Hello, everybody. I'm BackerKit. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's see here. Yes, this is essentially the Realm functions a lot like Discord. It will be on have parity with it. So you can add a bunch of different channels here that you want. You could have access to those channels be based on different criteria, such as are you a subscriber to this realm, and things like that. So the individuals who run the realm, they have a lot of modular tools, just like Discord. You can assign people different roles, like the streamer role where they can stream and broadcast into your realm. You can make them moderators. You can make them producers, audio techs, video techs, and I'm going to go show that in a second, what I mean and why it's important. But in Moonbeam, you don't just subscribe to a channel, right? And the problem that we saw with live streaming platforms when you subscribe to a channel is it has like this double-edged negative impact where the creator has all these people that are subscribing to them on their channel, but that creator is solely responsible for the content output. So they always feel that pressure to produce, to like make more content, which leads to burnout because in reality, we're all going to have days where we're sick. We might have just be like mentally not able to do stuff, like, you know, going through a bad time and just sad and, you know, we need a break. And so when they're not making content or streaming, they feel the pressure of like the expectation of their community, kind of for better or for worse, intentional or not, they feel that pressure and it causes this like spiral effect of just burnout and bad vibes. But on Moonbeam, you subscribe to a realm and we have only one way, easy, simple way of monetization where we call moonstones. A moonstone is kind of like a Twitch bit. It's worth a penny. And you buy packs of them. And when you buy packs of moonstones, we will get our cut there to sustain Moonbeam, the platform. So for example, you would buy 750 moonstones potentially for like $9.99. And that's the only time Moonbeam will ever take a cut, ever, is right there at the point of sale for moonstones. What that means is you're walking around with moonstones, you want to subscribe to a realm or give them out to a creator, they get 100% of the value. No fees, no messing around, 100% of the value. And creators will get to set their own subscription tier pricing. They can have multiple subscription tiers. It's very modular. They're going to set the pricing in moonstones for their community, and they're going to do whatever rewards they want, whether that's access to like VIP chat channels, badges, you know, things like that. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's where very similar to Discord, because if you think about what we're seeing on these two different platforms, like you have live streaming and you have where do communities live, they all suffer from a problem, and that is on Discord or the community servers, like there's no money there for anyone. Like the creators, the people who manage it, the moderators, they're usually just doing that out of sheer love of what they're doing for volunteer work. And that's not like, you know, that's okay, I guess, but there's just like something here where everybody could benefit and it's not being leveraged. Um, and then you have live streaming where it's just people trying to get an audience, and there's no audience that lives on the platform just hanging out unless they're watching content. And because they're watching content, that means that you're competing kind of for viewers with everybody else in this weird way. Um, but on Moonbeam, we're just bringing that together. A place where a bunch of people live all the time and want to talk about really cool stuff, co-located with really awesome content that they're going to enjoy watching. And then that's where the magic happens. Um, and then going back to collaboration now, when we go here, if I have the ability to stream in a realm, I could pick the realm I want to stream in. I could stream in, again, multiple realms. And then I, as the streamer, not the realm owner, but me as the streamer, I'm going to set a revenue split. So any kind of revenue that my video makes is going to be split however I decide. And I could add my collaborators in here. So I could be the streamer. I could be like, all right, I'm going to get 50%. And then we got our good friend who's going to be the moderator, or sorry, producer. Because, you know, every good streamer has a producer behind him, right? And then you can add your moderators. So like here, I'm going to do the moderator. And again, very modular. You can make up your own roles and add as many people and another streamer, a guest streamer, things like that. And when you hit go in a stream, that video, that live stream, when people are donating, tipping, whatever, with Moonstones, the rev split goes out that way. Spunk to everybody. When it becomes a VOD and it generates ad revenue and stuff that way, the rev split will be split automatically. So this allows, like, really, for the first time ever, like, I want to think about this. For the first time ever, people who are like moderators and producers, or the back end cast, you know, cast and crew folks, the technical folks behind that are off camera, maybe, like, this is the only platform where they will get paid. That's wild. And when you think about like the type of content that can come about because of this, we're talking very high quality content now that can exist in the live streaming space, because people can have their side hustles here, like a producer as like some just really awesome producer who's just making bank doing this as a side hustle, right? Or a moderator, or an audio tech. So that's exciting to see. So again, what else is neat is when I hit here, like go live, I want to show this where the stream keys. So that's been like a big thing, right? Like if you want someone to come on your channel, you got to give them the stream key, and it's a lot of weird stuff. On Moonbeam, stream keys are per individual. And so when I get the ability to stream in someone's realm, I'm using my stream key that I have. And then whenever that realm owner, if they're like, all right, Anthony, you've had your 2 weeks here in the realm for this special event or convention or something we did, and they take away my role, that's it. I just can't stream there anymore. But they don't have to worry about like me doing anything to kind of like undermine them or lack of trust, right? Because giving out a stream key is a big deal. You don't, it's a channel, it's something that someone's put a lot of time and effort into, and you don't want to have a bad actor come around and just like take advantage of that and just like do stuff to undermine your what you've done. Yeah, we'll take a moment here. I'm gonna go read some of the comments while I do that. Let's see here. I'm drinking a nice coffee stout, by the way. It's my favorite. I'm a big stout drinker, if you will, for my preference. And my preference is coffee stouts, so I like that. Hey, Lauren. Thanks for coming. I love seeing all the familiar faces in here. This is great. Stream elements. So right now I'm streaming like through OBS, and so we're slowly going to be, speaking with our community, all the folks who backed us, and finding out what third-party kind of elements and things that they use, and then we're going to just kind of go from priority number one, and we're going to work our way down. The idea is to, I got my overlay. Like I'm slowly leveling up my my streaming game. So like the first few streams, it's just like it was me on video camera. Now we're making little like overlays and stuff, which by the way, I love, because as I'm doing this and I'm using OBS and we're going to use all these different third-party products to kind of stream elements and stuff like that. I know there's like StreamYard and things I want to look at and use. It's going to make us like be like, hey, why don't we just like package overlays and have them out for people to use right away. Again, I haven't messed around with Twitch too much, so they may or may not have that capability. It wasn't super evident to me if there's like pre-built stuff in Twitch, but I think I would like on Moonbeam, like very early on, to have like these just overlay packs that Moonbeam provides people to have just that cool element that you don't have to go searching the internet for and doing weird stuff. So yeah, we're all about that. Let's see here. All right, so what else do I want to talk about? So we got that. We talked about the money. We talked about the splits. Now it's just like what we're doing on BackerKit is we're giving out early access to Moonbeam. You can get in and get early access for the alpha phase, which is going to begin in Q4 of this year, or the beta phase, which will begin after that, shortly after alpha. And one of the things you can do is get a priority realm. So you could kind of secure a realm early on and get on Moonbeam and help shape like all the feature sets that you want. Because in alpha and beta, what we're going to do is work with everybody to figure out what should a platform like this be, because it is really the first of its kind. So we're going to work with all of the alpha users and their first realm owners and our business partners, and we're going to shape the feature sets that you think are going to help you be successful. Because I want to touch on the fundamental difference where I think Moonbeam is as a, like, where our philosophy is. We want to be the most creator obsessed live streaming platform period in the world. End of story. And it's easy. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of the comments. Yeah, UIs, other language. We're looking at, that will probably be after beta, probably when we start to get to the different languages. We are looking at a lot of stuff with Pixis also too, with all the different types of languages. And so far in our early testing, it's worked. It's been pretty neat. So we're going to do, I want us to think about the fact that this is a live streaming platform with a very, very powerful technology that is built around language. And so there's a lot of cool stuff we could do with not only moderation, but maybe down the road in terms of like translating, subtitles, closed captions, stuff like that. So, but back to what I was saying about us kind of being creator obsessed. As we've gone through the last 18 months of building Moonbeam, we have seen how other live streaming platforms are more concerned with like the viewer experience. And this is not a one is right and one is wrong. I just want to explain the difference where we see that people want to stream and they might be viewers at first, but the better we can make the streaming experience for creators, whether that's safety, discoverability, able to make money, then people who are just viewers will become creators themselves. That's kind of like what we want to live up to. And we feel that, you know, there's a fine line between who is just a viewer and who is a creator, because a lot of times it's both. And so when I started using live streaming platforms, I found it very odd that I could instantly kind of like, from my viewer perspective, see like a lot of benefits, and it was kind of intuitive. The UI was kind of like understandable to some degree. But as a creator, when you go to like the creator tools, the UIs you could see are just like, the care is maybe not there for ease of use. It feels a little clunky. It's just a different, it's like a second priority, so to speak. So again, Moonbeam, our priority is creators first, because we see everyone, to include like people chatting in our platform in the realm as a creator, like they are engaging in a conversation. They are doing some form of creation, whether that's you know, just creating text or things like here with the post, creating posts. There might be people who do really great posts and never live stream. This is a creator to us. So we're going to take a lot of care in making sure that Moonbeam really kind of envisions appealing to all types of people, and making sure it's a great experience for everybody. So yeah, let's see here. Let me see some questions we got. Might be a cool idea to allow realm owners to connect their web domain or subdomain to it. Interesting. What do you mean? Like, you mean like the URL itself, or do you mean like having a place on the realm to, like, this is my website, and you could like click there and you can go to it? Because if it's that, then that's absolutely going to be what we're doing. let's see here. Yep, yep. Um, so I think though with what we look at in the future of Moonbeam, we are very much going to integrate with wherever you have stuff to include like a marketplace. We want people to be able to um, sell their stuff, whatever it is they make. Like me, I design game adventures for our adventure modules for D&D, right? I've done some work for Candela Obscura. I was the project lead for the Stormlight Archive RPG coming out. So I see the value of being able to have a marketplace where I could sell stuff I've created. And a lot of platforms that I sell on, they'll take very big cuts, sometimes up to like 50%, sometimes 30%, right? It's a lot. And it could eat into a creator's like pocket. And what I love about Moonbeam, the way we structured it with the Moonstones, is this will also be one of the only platforms it might be the only platform where you could sell your stuff and we never take a cut. Because again, we only take a cut when we sell Moonstones. We want creators to like make a lot of money. We want you to make a lot of money doing what you love. And we want the folks who are fans, who are just viewers and who want to enjoy the content, also benefit, and like their dollar goes a lot further. For example, subscribing to a realm, they get all these other benefits besides just subscribing to a channel. So it's benefiting both exponentially. But back to the marketplace, you could sell I could sell my adventure modules here in a tab when we have the marketplace open at whatever I want, and Moonbeam doesn't take a cut. It's pretty cool. I like it. Let's see here. That's your my studio. Okay, realm.mystudio.com. Interesting. I like that. That's actually really cool. We'll try to talk to Pat about that. And the team. I think that having it, this might, for those who've like, we were joking on one of the streams before about like MySpace back in the day, right? But we've talked about like, hey, we want people to feel like the realm is truly theirs and not just like a part of Moonbeam, but like truly like their home. And what we think is like you could thematically have different maybe colors or imagery, branding, so you could brand your realm, like again the logos, all this, the banners, really make it specific. And going back to the URL kind of idea you just had, like that falls in line. Thanks Cloud Surfer. What's MySpace exactly? Having the URL kind of fit that too, where it's like you're typing in almost like your own website with a little bit of Moonbeam in there. Is philosophically like what we want to happen. So again, I'm going to post again where we're at on BackerKit, so we can, if for those who are just joining us here, want to see, let's see here, and I'm going to go check out the BackerKit chat and make sure that I didn't miss anybody there. Let's see here. Boom. Let me put that there. You can check us out. Again, we'll be crowdfunding through August 9th. And I want to talk a little bit about why we're doing that. So one, we have secured a lot of funding to make Moonbeam happen. So it's happening. It's a thing. We have funding from friends and family specifically too. So like no shady black market deals and stuff like that. It's all like people who believed in what we were doing with like making Pixis and making this kind of better place that's more positive online for people. Because we all know that the internet's starting to suck. Like real talk. Part of this is like my own selfish desire to make the internet a little bit better for all of us, so we don't walk away exhausted and like, oh my gosh, my soul has been eaten when I doom scroll all day. So the crowdfunding part though is very important for our strategy, because a lot of people don't believe anybody wants this stuff. Like, as wild as it sounds, the amount of money that we would need to really compete at scale, a lot of those folks just don't believe that people want moderation, or that people would buy into the concept of a realm, right? Like, and these are, as good as these ideas are and as real as they are, like this is it. We have we're in pre-alpha right now, and we have a Gen Con TV realm, and they do live stream, so it's real. This exists. These other entities, they're like, there's no way people would like that. There's no way. With the BackerKit, we have validated that we're not crazy. people, surprise, want to have a better internet. People, surprise, like community and collaboration. They don't like to be just individuals in their own channel in isolation. Um, and so the backer kit was really powerful and has already done wonders to show that you who's watching this, want this. Like, we want this better potential internet and platform. Um, and so that's going to help us really to avoid all the kind of like counterfactual conversations we get in when we kind of talk to folks about, well, how do you know? Well, now we know. Now we know. And we know because of the amazing folks that are backing us on BackerKit through August 9th. You are giving us the validation we need to show the world that people actually want this. And I know it sounds crazy because it was crazy to me that people like just wouldn't believe these ideas. And so we're like, I guess we're going to have to show you that we actually are in tune with the community and this is what they want. And so you all have been helping us out a lot. Bob, so the right now, what you can do to help support is back us on BackerKit. Again, we have a $1 tier, and we have tiers that are higher. The $1 and $25 will get you in beta. The $50 and up will get you in alpha. And we'd love to have you be a part of that. Pre-alpha right now, we do have several realms that are kind of in the queue, like the ones crowdfunding alongside us. So they are helping us in pre-alpha to validate all the tech and make sure everything's good. So when we open up in alpha phase, you all are kind of like sprinting at that point, running your own realms, doing your own things, and then we're just scaling up. We're scaling up. We're going to be getting bigger. Because we know Moonbeam at full launch after alpha and beta is going to be a free-to-use platform, just like Twitch and everybody else, right? So, again, the backers that we have are folks who believe in the vision that we have and believe in the mission that we have, which is also, again, preventing cyberbullying, preventing online harassment, making sure that creators are safe, marginalized communities are safe online, that we don't have to keep retreating from our spaces that we've seen over the last few years with all the bots that are online, with all the like just bad actors online. They're pushing people out and they're pushing good people out of these platforms and they're kind of like dispersing them into the internet wilderness. And so Moonbeam, we think, is like where we can really establish these bastions of just awesomeness and fun and prevent the bad stuff from penetrating. And then just allowing people to thrive here, like doing what they do best. I look at it like, you know, in terms of like humans are intrinsically communal. Like these, it's funny because we're like in today, the modern day, and there's technology, but at the end of the day, like people are fundamentally like we are wired to be communal and seek out community. That is a very powerful drive that is inside of all of us, you know. And what I think, how I interpret what was happening on the internet when Pat and I started working together, is that desire is being dampened and destroyed and disrupted by the dispersion where these other platforms are getting kind of vitriolic and toxic, and we don't want to be in them, so we get off of them and then we leave our friends and we don't have a place to hang out, and we're kind of like, God, that sucks. I remember the glory days of like TTRPG Twitter, you know, and I remember all the good stuff on Facebook before it got crazy. And you know, you see there's like a trend, like people left Facebook, people left Twitter, people left MySpace before that. Like there's this kind of like exodus that occurs. And so I think the way Moonbeam is set up is actually where at the early times in civilization, you had like villages and safety, right? And the moment you had that safety and community, like we saw things flourish, art, you know, all this stuff, creativity, technology, like everything happened because of just that simple thing where people could get together and be safe. And so we're doing that, but on the internet. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being invested and staying with us. You know, DC, I appreciate that. And yeah, Bob, that's one of our things. So again, you all are playing a huge part for like the future of Moonbeam. And again, Pixis, the moderation technology, is potentially going to be licensed out to all over the place. So I want to talk a little bit about why that's really cool from what we're doing, because it's important. And I want to be very transparent about this because I think there is good ethical ways to use this new technology like AI, machine learning. All right. Right now, as a creator and in the creator community, there's a lot of people that are bummed out that all that new technology has been used for was to kind of like take away their jobs, infringe on their copyrights, and kind of infringe on their creative rights. Right. That is a very valid thing. We are using this new technology to do none of that. It is not generative. It never will be generative. It is a tool to help humans, human moderators, human creators have a better life. Like that's, this technology is subordinate to human needs. That's how we see things. Human first platform. But when you think about these new technologies, they get biased because they require data sets, right? And this is something we saw as we built Pixis, and we've been very deliberate about. The data sets are made by usually a person or persons, and they all have biases in them. And so when the machine learns, it will inherit these biases, right? And then it's not reflective of humanity because it comes from like a person or two or three, like a very small group. And with Moonbeam, because Pixis is kind of underlaying it, when you all use it, when you're like moderating and you're saying yay, no, and you're doing your thing, like it is learning from you. It is learning from real human interaction. And I want to emphasize how important it is. This is like the first organically trained AI on the planet. Period. Like it will learn to reflect real human interaction. It will not be a static or artificially created data set that might be injected with a lot of biases or kind of like unrealistic ways that humans communicate. So that's why I think we're also touching on some really cool stuff because, if you have friends, if you're a parent, or if you have like, nephews and nieces and whatnot, I mean, cyberbullying is a real thing nowadays. Like it is bad. And this is the first time we can prevent that. So most tools that are safety tools online, they're reactive. You have to either input the static bad word or bad phrase you don't want to see. And guess what? There's like infinite variations of that. Good luck. Like even with one kind of sentence insult, finding every variation to like put in a block, right? Or a mute. And then, having somebody be mean to you online and have them say something bad and then blocking that one person. Okay. But when that happens in volume, like 1,000 times all at once, even if it's just one time, it's too much for people to handle, especially like young adults or teens, stuff like that. And so Pixis is a preventative technology, which is very important. It means it stops the bad thing from ever even happening, which is hugely important. So right now, all the safety tools online are very reactive. Something bad happens, it requires the person who was the victim in that incident to then take an action to not let it happen again. Very reactive. I saw something bad, I block. I saw something bad, I mute. It is a reactive thing, but guess what? The bad thing happened to me. And then it requires me, the person who happened to take action to stop it again. Pixis is totally different. Because it understands like human language and it's going to be learning at scale. So I want you all to think about, imagine if we're Twitch tomorrow or YouTube size, right? Millions and millions of people. It will learn at the speed of light. So if there's like a new kind of hate speech or something that someone says, the moment it's caught initially, the system will learn and everybody else will be safe preventatively. And that means that people as a whole, the preventative effectiveness is going to be very high for Pixis. That means all these kind of bad things that might be thrown at you, boom, 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 just going to be prevented at a very high effectiveness rate, which is pretty wild to think about because it will deter trolls. It will kill bots. Like this will be a bot killer. Pixis will be a bot killer. It's going to be really cool. And so bye-bye bad bots, bye-bye bad actors, and then just people, being safe. And I'm just really excited that, Moonbeam is a kind of conglomeration of a lot of really cool things that will really revolutionize stuff. Pixis is one that has me like super excited. I'm going to come here and look at some chat real quick. Again, generative AI and stuff, they're not going to touch that. It's again, you think about what we're doing. We're doing Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, we're a human first company. We're a human first platform. And you know what's not human first is like a show that's not made by a human. It's not, it's not good. I'd rather have humans thrive and share their creativity and flourish. I don't need a robot to benefit from that. Pixis and stuff can help you all thrive and flourish. That's what we want. So we're looking at different ways of identifying the real bad actors online with Pixis. So for example, right now, I could go onto a bunch of different channels on a live streaming platform and be a complete, asshole, right? And then I might go to my normal one and be cool. Like I'll just kind of be a jerk everywhere, harass people, and then come back. And there's no consequence. Well, we do have Pixis where it can identify, like, hey, this guy, Anthony Joyce Rivera, 85% of his stuff is just straight up toxic and bad. And as a realm owner, you can probably we're looking at implementing this stuff where you'll be able to set a threshold where if someone has a high level of toxicity score and they're constantly vitriolic, you could set like, if somebody's at 75%, they just don't see my realm. They don't see my content in the realm. They can't join this community. And again, very preventative mindset, right? Because there are people who do harass people online, and then they'll come into a space and they'll be like completely normal. Like, it's really weird how that works, but it happens. And we want to incentivize good, healthy interaction regardless of where you're at on our platform. So we don't want you to go bother someone because they are a marginalized creator, whether they're trans, if they're a woman or something like that, or a POC creator, and then you come back to your space and you're like, all right, I'm cool. Like that's not what we're about. We're really about trying to use what we know is true about like just human interaction and then bring it here. Because again, we talk about it like in real life. Like, hey, if you're in a town in real life, like you can't just be an asshole everywhere. Like people are gonna know. They're gonna be like, yo, that person right there sucks. And there's gonna be like no one's gonna want to hang out with you. The benefit of that is like, usually if that person has a change of heart and is like, you know what, I was a jerk, and they like actually become a good person and stop the bad behavior, they're back and part of the community. And that's what we want on Moonbeam. Is like, hey, we want people to have like just understanding of these realms, not us as Moonbeam, but individuals who are operating these communities, these realms, they may have these kind of safeguards to prevent, bad actors from coming in, and also for establishing a culture and a vibe of their community. Some realms may not have that, and that's their prerogative. Like, but the interesting thing is we're going to see how these different realms thrive, because we'll know, and we're going to share that data with everybody. I want you to know, like, part of this is sharing what works and what doesn't work. So, and we are kind of very pro having people do things a million different ways to see what kind of does work best for their community, but then also see if there's any trends at large. What I mean is, you have the different streaming platforms, like Kick is one of them. They're kind of very anything goes, over the top, kind of toxic masculinity stuff, just toxic in general. You got a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm very curious, like, if that coexisted with like a Twitch or like even Moonbeam, if we like literally coexisted on the same platform, what would the data show for success or impact of success for creators, right? Like at the end of the day, is that good? I don't think it is. Like I fundamentally do not think it is. But because these realms are going to operate very differently on our platform, we're not taking like a one size fits all. We're going to see very clear data that shows, hey, if you just kind of, if you were acting like this, if this is the vibe, like these communities wither and die. And if you're like this, you thrive. And we want people to see like what the models are for success, because, you have to kind of see something and have a template to drive further innovation and success in an area. And one of that includes like how are communities successful online. And what is success? Well, it would be things like, is it healthy? Is it growing? Are all people happy in that, and whatnot. So let's see here. bless his heart. Southern, yeah, the Southern kind of vibe. So yeah, we're excited about all these different kind of approaches that we're taking. Um, we got about 10 more minutes here. I'm gonna go check out. I'm gonna drop the back kit in chat again if anybody wants to check us out. Again, we also have the Moonbeam collection, which is a collection of our um, initial realms, our first 5 realms that are participating with us and also crowdfunding for their own realm projects. So really cool content, really cool things like that. Again, I'll show you here. These are all of our awesome teammates that are coming here and going along with us on Backer Kit. Again, you know, I love seeing this because we thought Realms were going to do some pretty cool stuff. We had no idea really how cool it would be. And we see that right here. Like, all these realms are completely different in what they're doing, like creatively. And it's so wild to think that the way Moonbeam is structured, it's going to fundamentally change the way creators think about what they make for consumption, for community. Whether that's, you know, sci-fi kind of horror, audio and video elements that they want to give away, whether that's learning how to play indie game systems, whether it's building the first community place for an entire line of games and systems, whether it's, you know, doing cultural kind of content with like Indian culture and marginalized kind of like ethnic, you know, foods and things like that, and all these really cool things. Or even here, just like old school maps and art and stuff like that. So this is, we're starting in tabletop because that's where I'm from and we know a lot of people there, and a lot of the kind of values align with collaboration and community. And so we're doing that, but Moonbeam is going to be, it's not going to be, it is for all types of content. So if you're a gamer, if you're into sports, if you're into just chatting or whatever, like Moonbeam is for you. And these realms that are going to pop up, they're going to all maybe have their own different niches, and we are going to have categories like you do on a normal streaming platform, but the realms will kind of assume those categories. So you might have like the variety kind of realm, which just has a bunch of different kind of content all the time, and then you might have very like narrow niche, like this is the one realm for Lord of the Rings, you know, discussions and stuff like that. So it's going to be neat to see like how it evolves, because there's room for all of this stuff to coexist. Yeah, Evil Hat is awesome. I love Evil Hat. Again, Monty Cook Games. We have, let me show you here. I'll go to like our big. This is all of our early realms here. So we got, you know, 9th level games with us, Gamehole Con. We got Vancouver by Night. We got Blackwater D&D, Kobold Press, Green Ronin, and Brotherwise Games and Alchemy RPG. So we have a lot of stuff. And again, for those, this is our awesome video, which is, I love this video. The Panic Table, one of our early realms, actually, they are Failure Island. They are a production company, and they made, you know, we worked with one of our first realms. I want you to think how cool it is. We worked with one of our first realms to make like our commercial essentially, and they crushed it. So that's this, and then you can see Pat. There's Pat. Hello, Pat. And there's me. And we kind of have all these videos where we talk about the different things on the platform. So you can go here and see all the kind of stuff that I demoed earlier, but you can see it more digestible and broken down right here on the page. So again, most startups, they have ideas. That's great. We are way beyond that. We have an actual platform. It is real. The technology is real. And again, when I talked about funding, we have funding. But the backer kit is very important because it is ensuring that we stay with the ethos and the vision as we scale up, and we don't have to convince anybody of what we think you want, because you've already shown us what you want. Like you've supported us. Again, most companies, they only open up and take on their first user base when all that's already done after the fact. And so we were very judicious with our approach because I care about the things we're doing on a personal level, and I want to do it right because I know we're going to succeed and do really awesome stuff, and I wanted to do it right from day one. I did not want to compromise any of the core ethos, vision, or values that we have as a company for Moonbeam, and so this is a safety measure to guarantee that we are going to be able to do what we want, the way we want to, with your help. So again, thank you so much for everyone out there who's already backed us, who's looking at backing us, and who backed us today. So thank you all. And we're last 5 minutes here. I have, let's see, any final questions I can go over? If not, we got our first stretch goal coming up. When we hit 50,000, we are getting really close to it. So I'm very excited about that. And again, our Moonbeam team, we have a stellar team. You've seen a lot of me. I like to talk, as you can see. I'm the COO. And then Pat is the CEO. He's the one who is the brain behind actually making the tech and Pixis. And here is our whole other team. We got a bunch of industry experts in technology. We have an awesome engineering team. We have this is just, again, it's going to be great. I don't know. I'm excited. And then we have our timeline down here, which is, again, alpha will begin in Q4, and then beta probably Q1, or it could be sooner, depending on how fast we move. So let's see. We'll go here. But yeah, no, we're getting close to 50. We're almost there. Almost there. And with that, everyone, let's see here. I want to wish you all a good rest of your week. I know it's Friday, so take some time to relax and let loose. And then thanks for joining me here on the Moonbeam Secret Rebel headquarters. You know, I'll stay incognito, and hopefully, thanks so much, Bob. Hopefully we make some positive stuff. But again, we are approaching this as not a competition, right? This isn't us. Moonbeam was not created because we want to trash other live streaming platforms. No. Moonbeam exists because we just fundamentally rethought what live streaming would look like. And at the end of the day, we do want our creators to stream everywhere. And what better way to show that than by doing it ourselves? Because this should be about community and collaboration and allowing you to thrive. And us as Moonbeam, removing any ego that might exist and be like, nope, we're doing what is best for the community, for everyone who's taking part in Moonbeam. And we're not going to try to trick you and trap you and keep you locked in the Moonbeam. Up front, very transparent. We want to not have any of those tricks up our sleeve so that we know we do have to be the best live streaming platform on the internet, period. Because if we're not, people won't want to be here. So that's a really good incentive for us to have as pressure of, we have a lot to live up to, and we're going to do it. Because once we do, we're going to have a badass time. It's going to be great. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the upgrade. I appreciate you helping me out there. No, I'm going to see you all around. We'll be doing more streams next week. Next week, you'll see Pat. Pat has some tricks up his sleeve with Pixis, and he's going to be sharing a lot of that. He's going to be doing some live, maybe even creation of Pixis during the streams. So there's some cool stuff we'll share about Pixis. I'll give a little teaser. Maybe not. We have a bot ready to go where you can use Pixis on your favorite platform. Maybe now. Who knows? We'll see. But more to come. So again, y'all have a good night. Take care, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye now.